Hey, what it do, y'all? It's your boy E2 Blue coming back at you again, man. On this Hangover Monday, and when I say Hangover Monday, I mean after a loss. It always hurts to lose, when your team loses, especially the first game of the season. But if you're a superstitious person, you should be happy that we lost because we normally go to the playoffs when we lose game one for whatever reason. That's how it was in the past, but I'm not really the superstitious type. I try to stay away from those things, but if you're one that believes that, then hindsight is 50-50 on that. Now, I want to talk about some things about the game, but I just, I look at it like this. It's always sad to the Cowboys lose by 3 points. Now, it's a lot of people that's saying those 3 points could have been a tie. We could have fought for overtime and blah blah. Who would have known what would have happened? And shoulda, coulda, would have, right? Um, a lot of fans were upset talking about y'all like Mike McCarthy now. Like it was a lot of negativity going on with the fan base, and I'm just like, you guys got to understand some things and it should be common sense. I mean, it should be common sense. The team didn't have an off season. No teams did. No training camp. I mean, training camp. No mini camp. No off season program. No preseason games. So guys weren't tackling since last season. So to come in a game like that being rusty, you look at a lot of games that started off really, rough. You know what I mean? Like, there's only a few teams, like, you look at the teams like Kansas City that didn't change much. They didn't change much. They still had the same coaching. They're still doing the same schemes. They're still doing the same things that they've been doing. So, and for the most part, the majority of their players are still the same as last year. So, with the addition of their draft picks, but again, that's just a few players. You look at a team like the Dallas Cowboys, a whole new coaching staff, a whole new defensive coaching staff. And you look at our defense, even from last year, it's so many new players. So you got guys coming in here trying to learn their role on this team without preseason games. You got to understand how it's a period of time that has to take place for that to happen. Even training camp was shortened. You're not tackling in training camp. So these guys you're not getting a gauge. You're not playing against another team because there's no preseason games. So the first couple of games of the season are ultimately like preseason games. They count. Now, you want your team to catch up as fast as you can, but the disadvantage is for teams like the Cowboys, teams like the Washington team, teams like the Giants that have new coaching staffs. So the Giants play tonight. They're going to be rusty tonight too. So watch their game. Understand what I'm saying. So, I get called an idiot and all types of idiot and ugly. I get called a lot of names. Whatever, I'm used to it. It is what it is. I mean, some of it might be true. I could be ugly. I could be an idiot. I could be fat. Whatever you want to call me. It is. I've been called all types of names under the bus. I can handle it. It is what it is. As a vlogger, as a YouTuber, we get it all the time. It is what it is. I don't sweat it. Now, granted, like, those of you guys that don't know me personally, like, with this COVID-19, we all got a lot going on in our personal lives. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know what somebody's going through with their personal life. So, with that being said, I just wish that we can stop hating on each other right now and show a little love and a little animosity because, we're already dealing with a lot in this country right now that's difficult. And us, the fans of the same team, fighting over the same thing is just unnecessary. It really is. But that's beside the point. We talk about that play that Mike McCarthy told Kellen Moore, said, hey, we were going to go for it here. They went for it on fourth down. I think they were on the 30-yard line or whatever to the goal. I think they needed like 6 yards or whatever to get to the first down, and then the end zone was another 20 yards ahead of that. So ultimately, they were close to the red zone. Mike McCarthy, his reasoning for it, and I'm not mad at it. He wanted to go for it. Now, if you would have went, the conservative route is, if you would have kicked the field goal, you would have tied the game. If they would have done that, okay, that's fine. I get that. But I'm not upset with the aggressive play calling because, again, we never did this under Jason Garrett. And I know a lot of you fans that were complaining about us not going for the kick are the same ones that were complaining about why we should be more aggressive before. You got to understand that there's give and take there. You miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. So that was a shot that you take. Taking a shot, taking a chance also means it's a 50-50 thing. That's how life is. You might make it, you might not. But if you don't try, you don't know if you can do it or not. I'm a firm believer of taking necessary risks. If you're in a situation where you're like, you know what, let's go win this. Because Jason Garrett would have never done that. But now with Mike McCarthy, like, now we're complaining that he's being, it's just like you can't make fans happy anymore. It's like you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. Y'all would have been mad if somebody would have missed the kick. You would have been mad if, like you said, you go for it. Because again, you also got to give credit to the Rams defense on there. They played really good damn defense. They were able to stop CeeDee Lamb, and CeeDee Lamb took credit for it, but still, it's not his fault. Now, for him to take, that was good on his part to take, full ownership of that. But he didn't have to, because if you look at the play, when they hit him, as soon as he caught the ball, the guy was in his gut. Like, he was already tackling him as soon as he caught the ball. So there was no chance for him to even step forward to get to that first down marker, even though he was right there. Mike McCarthy's reasoning for it, because he said that, hey, we've been moving the ball really good, and we have been. Dak Prescott was playing well. He was throwing that ball down the field, even with the offensive line not blocking well. Ezekiel Elliott was running the ball well. Mike McCarthy decided to wanted to take those chances. Why not? Why not? I'm not mad at that. I'm really not mad at that. Like I said, if you would have kicked the field goal, okay, we would have tied the game. Who would have known? We would have went to overtime. Hell, we still could have lost. We could have won. You never know. That's how the game goes. That's how playing anything goes. You take a chance for everything. When you go play the lottery, it's a chance. Everything is a chance in life. So to be all bent out of shape about it, it is what it is. Now, what you should be more upset about is that Tony Corrente, not that damn official, not calling that damn play when he shouldn't have done that. Calling that flag on PI. Like, why? They were hand fighting. What happened to letting the guys play? What's wrong with a little hand fighting? He wasn't pushing off on Jalen Ramsey. He was trying to get his arm back so he could catch the damn ball. So if anything, it should have been on the other side. Now, granted, they shouldn't have called it period on either, or it shouldn't have been either way. If you're going to let the guys hand fight, let them hand fight. Because I've seen games that been worse hand fighting than that's been called. Well, that ain't been called. So why was that called? And Tony Corrente, when they asked him about it, he was like, it was clear. Well, I'm sorry, but the side judge that looked at it was 20 yards away from it. So what the hell was he looking at? I'm just saying. I just look at the whole situation. I'm like, it just sounds like a bunch of BS. It's just a bunch of BS. That's what I'm more upset about, is that play call. Is that PI penalty. But I'm going to tell you this. That offensive pass interference, but I'm going to tell you this. Like, Dak did his thing. Dak said, look, I trust my guy one-on-one. And Michael Gallup made the pass. He caught the ball. And he's done that on many occasions. And there's been other situations where a guy has been hand fighting him, and that was a completed pass. But, it could be said that Tony Corrente, that official, he's from Los Angeles. The team is Los Angeles. It's a brand new stadium. Everybody wants to see a team win in their brand new stadium. Even though, as I recall, the Cowboys lost their first game in their new stadium, but, nobody cares about that because it was 2009, right? And nobody cares about America's team, right? Yeah, and that's the bad part about, being a Dallas Cowboy. It's hard to be a Cowboy fan, it is. But I will always be a Dallas Cowboy fan no matter what. So it doesn't matter. So, I'm here, I'm working, I'm on my little break here, and I'm just looking at it, and I'm just like, That's what it is. Now, to the injuries. Now the injuries are gonna hurt a little bit. Now, there's some things they can do to offset it, but I'm going to tell you guys, a lot of guys were just upset about the tackling, things of that nature. Yeah, some of it was atrocious, but again, I think that they'll get better as soon as they start getting acclimated. Alden Smith had a sack, but I think that going forward, he's going to be really good. Everson Griffith's going to be really good. You got to get these guys in. These guys are new to the team. They're still learning what Mike Nolan is asking of them. D-Law is standing up now. They're standing up the ends, so they're not having them with their hand in the dirt. So again, it's a different way of rushing. So, a lot of you guys that never play football would think, well, it doesn't seem like a big difference to me. It is. When you're so used to doing something one way and you're learning a different way, it doesn't matter how minuscule you think it is. When you actually play in the game, it's a little different. And I speak from a standpoint of a football player because I did play football. So, and I understand how it is to be on a team. And, if you're not practicing like you're playing, it's going to be hard when you get in that game. So it's going to take a little time for you to get back into the groove of things. But I think the Cowboys eventually get it. I think they will. The offense looked pretty sharp. I mean, they had their miscues at first, but they got on the roll. And once they got on the roll, it's just that offensive line was not given the proper push. Now, they decided to start Terrence Steele over Cam Irving, which I still don't understand what the dynamic of that was. But ultimately, you still got Cam Irving hurt because he went out there on the special teams play. Somebody stepped on his ankle or his knee or whatever and hurt that. So we don't know what the severity of that. I guess they'll find out once the Cowboys get back to Dallas and get it straight. But we'll know more about the injuries. But I don't think he should be out too long. Blake Jarwin, it was a non-contact play. It looked like he was running an out route, and his knee just buckled. And, normally when your knee buckle on non-contact, that's a torn ACL 9 times out of 10. I hope that it's not, but if it is, he's going to be out for the whole season. It sucks because we were just so high on seeing what Blake Jarwin could do, and it's just like, damn, finally he's able to do something with Jason Witten not being here, and then he gets injured. But that's the way the game goes sometimes. And then Leighton Vander Esch. Now, what I learned is that he broke his collarbone, which has nothing to do with the surgery on his actual neck. That's what we need to understand, that we got to differentiate the fact that it's not the same injury as what he was already injured from before where he had a surgery. This is a different type of neck injury. Now, I guess that's the silver lining. But with that being said, I don't think that he's going to be out the whole season. I think that he might be out for a chunk of the season, but I don't think he's going to be out the whole season. Now, at linebacker, you got Francis Bernard on the practice squad. You could bring him up if you put Leighton Vander Esch on IR for a little while. If they want to, Clay Matthews is out there. He's been in Mike McCarthy's system. I know Clay Matthews is an older guy. I'm not really tuned on bringing older guys that, nobody's looking at right now in there. But I don't know. He could do something for you if you bring in Clay. Just bring in the guy for depth. Why not? If he can come in on a veteran minimum or a $2 million contract, whatever, fine. Bring him in there. But if not, if you think Francis Bernard can handle it, get him in there to help out Joe Thomas and Justin March to keep this rotation going. Get these guys down in here and get these tackles going. Jalen Smith played a pretty good game. He was tackling out there. He was all over the place. So I look at it like this. I think that it's not as bad as what we're thinking. Again, you guys got to understand, you got to give things an opportunity. You can't just judge straight off, oh, here we go. It's just like last year. No, it's not. You got to get these guys a chance to get acclimated. And I think they'll get it together. I'm a firm believer of that. Now, as far as tight end, we already have 4 guys on the roster, right? So Schultz got to step up. He missed like 2 passes. I don't know what's up with that, but they're gonna have to figure something out. Maybe get Blake Bell out there to help out. I don't know if there's any other tight ends out there in free agency, but they're gonna have to figure out something at tight end. As far as the offensive line goes, I don't think there's anybody out there that's a free agent that's any better than what we already have. So you kind of got to just figure that thing out and just work with what you got. And these rookies are going to have to step up. It's pretty much how it's going to be. They're going to have to figure out how to do some things with the offensive line to counteract speed rushers like the Rams had. Now, you got to give the Rams their credit. They have a really good defense with Aaron Donald and they got Jalen Ramsey out there, and but even with that, we still were able to catch balls on on the offensive side of the ball. But we gotta continue to start making these adjustments, and we got to deal with it, because I'm gonna tell you, teams have won the Super Bowl with less talent than the Cowboys have right now. I just feel like our fan base is just so spoiled because we're so used to having great guys here, great guys here, great guys here, great guys here. Understand that you can't have a steak or filet mignon on every plate. There has to be complement, and you have to be able to use your complement guys to help out your steaks, which are your core players, your stronger players. So I say that to say that the Patriots have won the Super Bowl for many years without having great players. They've had a few of them, but they had a lot of mid-level players. We got a lot of mid-level players, but we also have great core players as well. So we still got a really good roster. It's just that we just got to bring it together. So guys, just sit back, relax, and just allow the Cowboys just to get acclimated, get their thing together. Again, we still got a long season ahead of us. We still got some favorable matchups coming up. So just sit back and relax. So, with that being said, y'all, it's your boy E2 Blue, always keeping it real. Talk to y'all soon.